When Laura stepped out of the motel room, the sun was already sinking behind the trees, painting the sky in fading streaks of orange. She pulled her coat tighter around her shoulders, a chill running through her that had nothing to do with the evening air. Guilt clung to her skin like smoke. The plan had been simple. Spend a few hours away from her husband, Mark, under the excuse of a late work meeting. Then come home before dinner. But nothing had gone as planned. Time slipped away, the lies tangled deeper, and now she just wanted to get home unnoticed. As she stepped into the motel parking lot, her stomach lurched. Her car wasn't there. She blinked, scanning the rows again, certain she must have parked somewhere else. But no, every spot she looked at confirmed the same truth. Her car was gone. Her hand shook as she pulled out her phone and called the police, forcing her voice to sound calm, panicked in all the right ways. She reported it stolen, pretending to be a victim. But deep down, a small voice whispered, "Maybe this is what I deserve." She ordered a cab and sat quietly in the back seat, the streetlights flashing across her face like slow, rhythmic accusations. Every lie replayed in her mind. The excuses, the fake meeting, the message she'd sent earlier. "Don't wait for me. I'll be late." Each word now felt heavier than the last. But the real fear wasn't losing her car. It was facing Mark without it. He was perceptive, too perceptive. And lately, he'd been distant. Not cold, but watchful. When she arrived home, the house was dark. No porch light. No sound. That alone set off another alarm in her chest. Mark always left the light on for her. "Mark," she called, stepping inside. The air was still, unnaturally so. She set her purse on the counter, the sound of it echoing in the emptiness. No answer. As she moved through the hallway, something fell off. The walls looked bare. She stopped. The picture frames gone. The wedding photo that had always hung by the stairs, missing. A hollow ache rose in her chest. She rushed to the house, opening drawers, scanning shelves. His things were gone, his clothes, his watch, even that old leather jacket he never wore but never threw away. Then she saw it. On the dining table sat an envelope with her name on it. Her fingers trembled as she opened it. Inside was a single car key and a letter. She sat down slowly, her breath uneven, and began to read. "Laura, I know everything. I know about the motel, about him, about the lies. You thought you were careful. You weren't. The GPS in your car told me where you were today. I told it myself while you were inside. Consider this my way of saying goodbye." Tears blurred her vision as she read on, Mark's handwriting steady, too steady. "I don't want to fight. I just want you to know that I deserved honesty. Your car is at your mother's house. You can pick it up when you're ready to tell her the truth. Or tell yourself." The paper slipped from her hands. The ache in her chest turned into something unbearable. Not because she'd been caught, but because of the way he'd left. Quiet, dignified, without hate, without shouting. He had simply walked away. She stumbled to the bedroom, half hoping, half praying he'd still be there. But the room was empty, the closet half bare, his side of the dresser cleared, and on his pillow lay his wedding ring, placed neatly, like a farewell that didn't need words. Laura sank to her knees, clutching the ring in her shaking hand, her tears soaking the sheets. The guilt she'd buried for so long surged to the surface, suffocating her. It wasn't losing her car that broke her. It was losing the man who had loved her despite everything, the man who, even in his goodbye, had shown her more grace than she ever gave him. The house around her felt hollow, stripped of life. Every corner whispered with echoes of what they'd been. Every shadow reminded her of his silence. Later that night, she sat by the window, the letter in her lap. She read it again and again, until the words etched themselves into her mind. There was no anger in them, just finality. Mark had freed himself, and that freedom was a punishment she could never escape. Outside, the world carried on, cars passing, neighbors laughing, life continuing as if nothing had changed. But inside, Laura remained frozen, trapped in the ruins of her own making. Her car might have been returned, but her peace, her marriage, and her future were gone. And as she sat there in the quiet dark, She finally understood. The worst thing waiting for her at home had never been the missing car. It was the truth.